Well, I think that there have been a lot of benefits. There have been a lot, and namely, it's had to do with other people. It's had to do with knowing what to do in situations that other people don't know what to do. And I have an anecdote. Do you want to hear my anecdote?
Yeah.
My anecdote is when I believe I was a senior in college. My roommate and I went into a Taco Bell, and there was a girl sitting in the booth, all these people crowded around her, breathing fast, shaking, thinks she's having a heart attack, and she's like my age. Not that it's not possible, but I'm looking at it, and I'm like, all right, I am in the line with my roommate, I keep looking back, and I see all these people crowding around her, and I'm like, I think I know what's happening, I think I can help. And I keep looking back, and finally my roommate is like, if you think you can help, go over there, I walk over there, and this is not something I usually do because I'm not a big people person so much. Like, I like talking one-on-one, but there was a crowd of people over there. And I went over there, and I just suddenly felt very in control of the situation. And I was like, do any of you know her? No one knew her. So I was like, okay, back away. Like, stand back there. Let her breathe, get away from her, and I sat across from her, and I took both of her hands in mine, and I asked her what her name was, and she told me, and it was Hannah, which I remember, and I was like, Hannah, I'm Ashley, and then I started describing her symptoms to her, and she kept nodding, and I was like, okay, like, I wasn't a medical expert, but I was like, I believe that you're having a panic attack. And her friend was outside calling an ambulance, so if it wasn't that, I felt like okay to tell her this. I was like, I believe that you're having a panic attack, so I'm going to sit here, and you're going to breathe with me. And I sat and I breathed in really deeply and out really deeply, and I spoke to her very softly, and once I felt like I could feel her heart in her hands, I felt like her heart rate was down. I asked her, okay, what's going on, and she was afraid she was going to lose her job. Like, something had happened and she was afraid she was going to lose her job. So I just sat and I talked to her, and 15 minutes go by, and by the end of it she's laughing with me, and her friend comes in, the ambulance had pulled up, and she's laughing with me, and I don't know, like, it was just this moment, like, of clarity. I felt like very emotional afterward, because it was this moment of clarity, like, all of this makes so much sense right now. Like, all of the stuff that I've been through before makes so much sense, because, I mean, I'm sure she would have been fine if I hadn't been there, but what were the odds that I walked in there at that exact moment and that I could do that? And no one else knew what was going on, and they were crowding around her, and they were doing all of the things that I know that I would have hated, and it was, I don't know, it was just one of those moments that I felt like it all made so much sense. And I was grateful that I had had the experiences that I had had.
Redeemed.